You can actually heat grapeseed oil up quite a bit. You can grill with it. You can close to fry it. I don't know if I would fry in grapeseed oil, but you can get pretty close. And I don't use grapeseed oil raw. I don't. You might be able to, but yeah. Okay, third oil, coconut oil. Coconut oil, you can, again, you can do anything with coconut oil. You can rub it on your skin even. You can, baby diaper rash, it's phenomenal on that. But for eating, you can eat it raw, put it in your smoothies. You can make eggs in your coconut oil, lightly saute stuff, and you can fry. So if you're gonna fry, you know, sweet potatoes, or you're gonna fry chicken or something like that, or eggs, use coconut oil only. Yes?
I was just gonna say that, I liked vegetables. I always thought I was an okay vegetable eater.
Yeah.
I do not like greens, the dark greens, all the spinaches and the asparagus and all the kales and all that good stuff.
Yep.
My husband would rather have that than fruit, and I was the opposite. So in doing this, I used the coconut oil to saute the spinach and the kale and
Yeah.
peppers and stuff that I wanted to do, and then I could eat it.
Cool. So that helps.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It helps.
What about avocado oil?
Yep, that's fine. Very delicate oil. So more like using it in the raw. Yep, great though. The great oil. Yep, organic olive oil. Yep, that's kind of your raw oil. And then I wanted to mention, yep, one more thing.
I just want to mention, I've used the rapeseed oil, you know, for eggs, frying eggs, or sauteing as well. I thought that was always for higher heat, no?
Yep, grapeseed is.
It is, yeah.
Yep, it's a higher heat oil. So you can bake with it, you can grill with it. I think you can fry with it. I hope I'm not misspeaking there. I generally don't, but.
So olive oil has to be cold pressed?
Cold pressed olive oil?
Only cold pressed?
I'm not necessarily. Organic olive oil is fine. I'm just saying to not heat it very high.
Right, but there is the organic, but there's also
Cold
cold pressed.
pressed.
Coconut oil should be cold pressed.
Right, but olive oil doesn't always have to say cold press on it.
I'm not super
Okay.
picky on that.
Okay.
No. No. I mean, if you're a foodie. We'll take a couple more questions and I want to keep cruising, you guys.
Well, the other problem I've had too with coconut oil is that it was sticky. And I use stainless steel pans, but like, when I tried for eggs, I would have trouble with the sticking.
Okay.
Is there something I'm doing wrong?
I think sticking is kind of, if you're using the right pans, it's kind of a nature of that metal is, it just is what it is. I have that same issue too. So.
I think you have to regulate, you have to figure out how it started or something at a certain heat.
Oh.
And then maybe bring it up later, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I think if you, you cure your pan or something like that, it can matter, but. Okay, one more question. Do you have a question?
Can you do butter? Like how
Oh yeah,
hot can you
so
do
butter. That's what I wanted to talk about. So I personally, how hot can you heat it? They say to not let it brown, but like a medium heat, totally fine. And butter, oh my gosh, talk about a way to jazz up like green vegetables. Yummy butter and a little bit of lemon, some sea salt makes a world of difference. So broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, those green veggies, butter, as long as you're not browning, just kind of, medium heat. Okay, so you guys shouted out truly most of the fats you've already mentioned. The only other things I'll highlight are nut butters, like almond butter, cashew butter, peanut butter. I get a lot of questions about peanut butter. My main recommendation is stick with organic peanut butter. A lot of questions about Valencia peanut butter. It is hard to find Valencia peanut butter. The reason it's recommended is because that strain of peanuts doesn't have a certain fungus. But I believe if you stick with organic, you are safe. Okay. almond butter and cashew butter, you know, the main things you're gonna be looking for there on the jars, is just that it's almonds and sea salt, peanuts and sea salt, not any additives like partially hydrogenated oils, okay? Just super, super simple, remember, God food. So nut butters are a great way, especially if you're a busy mom like me, where you just grab, you know, a spoon of it in your mouth and then a bite of an apple or something like that. They're a great way to fill yourself up and get good protein and good fat in quickly. We talked about butter, nuts. I just want to mention, you want to stay away from nuts that are roasted in oils. However, dry roasted nuts are just fine, okay? Dry roasted nuts are just fine. And it will say on your package how they're roasted. So if you look for dry roasted almonds or dry roasted cashews, that's okay. Are raw nuts best? Well, yeah, of course they are. But they're also most expensive, so I'm just giving you some other options. You know, mix the nuts up a little bit. You can do raw cashews and dry roasted almonds or something like that. Let's see. I think we made it through most of the fats. The only other one I'm going to mention is cheese. So cheese, whole fat, and it is worth it to look for grass-fed cow cheese, or experiment with some cool goat cheeses. Okay, you can find cool goat cheeses at like Trader Joe's has a really good selection of goat cheese. Here tonight, thank you. We had a Trader Joe's goat cheese, and that was a white triangular block. I don't remember the name of it.
How about manchego?
Oh, it was Gouda. Thank you. It was a goat Gouda. Okay, so that's goat cheese, yes. And if you classically think like it's white, soft cheese is goat cheese, oh no. Goat cheese has been like, it's like an exploding industry because of so many people not tolerating dairy. So you can get lots of different, you can get goat cheddar, goat mozzarella, goat Gouda. So look, because that type of dairy, again, is less inflammatory. It's not that beta A1 inflammatory cow dairy. Almond cheese is fine if you like the taste of it. I've had that before. I'm not a huge fan, but it'd be, you know, yeah.
Manchego, which is a sheep cheese.
Okay.
And it comes from Spain, and you can buy it at a very reasonable price at Costco.
Perfect. Great. Great.
Otherwise, it can be very expensive at Lunds or whatever.
Yes. Manchego?
Manchego.
Yep, Manchego. Thank you. You're a Costco shopper.
No, but that's
I gotta
yes, a
stop
little
there
bit,
now.
but yeah,
Well, I do. I only I don't
manchego,
have a
it's
huge
very
but
good.
I-
Manchego, you know, it's a sheep cheese.
If you use cream in your coffee, whole, actually, I'm gonna be the only person that tells you to switch to heavy whipping cream. Okay, lots of fat. Half and half, organic half and half. You can take it up a notch and go to whole, full fat, heavy whipping cream, organic. Okay, and if you can get the grass-fed kind, even better. I think I'm gonna move on from fat. No, there's one other thing I have to tell you. Instead of mayonnaise, Vegenaise, you guys heard of that? With the purple top. It's a grapeseed oil, Vegenaise, which is a mayonnaise replacement. So it's in the refrigerated section in a glass jar, purple top. It's usually in the vegan area because it doesn't have any animal product in it, but it's your mayonnaise replacement. So especially in the summertime when like chicken salad is a big thing and tuna salad and things like that, Vegenaise is kind of I think that's their high time when they sell a lot of it.
Veggie dip.
What?
Veggie dip.
Oh, veggie dip? You like it for veggie dip?
Wayne does, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that with sour cream, half and half.
Oh, got it.
You said it's in the refrigerator section?
Refrigerated, yep, it's kept cold. Just make sure you get the purple top, the blue top has canola oil, which we don't want. Fat to eliminate. Are you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say real quickly, my husband and I were in Whole Foods yesterday, and the Veganese is on sale through tomorrow. Where the $8.99 big bottle
The big
is
one?
$6.99,
Oh, nice.
and that's an awesome price.
Yeah, that is, because it's kind of expensive. So fat to eliminate, we'll hang here for just a minute, because you guys know bad fats are gonna congest what part of the cell? The membrane. Okay, perfect. So we eliminate anything that's hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated. The words you want to look for here in ingredient labels, cottonseed, soybean, corn, and vegetable oils. Okay, we're getting rid of any kind of fake butter, synthetic butter. Get rid of it. It's very, very inflammatory and congesting on those cell membranes.
Could you just repeat the cottonseed, soybean, and what else?
It's right up on the screen and it's on your notes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cottonseed, soybean, corn, and vegetable oil. Yep, sorry about that. And then classic places that vegetable oils and bad fats are found are in not every packaged item, but many breads, crackers, cookies, and boxed foods, pretzels, things like that. Things that you're probably not going to be buying a lot of anyways. But just to note, that's typically where we see a lot of them hidden. Roasted nuts and seeds. So if they're not dry roasted, they're probably roasted in an oil that we don't want to consume. As well as the just cheap, junky nut butters like Skippy, Jif, and Smuckers. So choosy moms choose Jif. That's so lame. They don't choose Jif. So anyways, just those, get rid of those, okay? And then pasteurized and homogenized dairy. I don't really want to hang on that too much, but the more that dairy is processed, heated to high temp, separated, the more it lacks nutrients. So if you can get raw milk somewhere, that's great. Raw milk farmer, or if you get milk that's non-pasteurized or non-homogenized, look at Whole Foods. I don't buy a lot of milk, but I know they are coming out with stuff now that is better than what it used to be. Be very cautious of salad dressings. I know on the healing diet, we're out at a restaurant, we get a salad. But just be cautious of what type of dressing they're putting on their salad. Is it olive oil or is it some mixed vegetable oil junk? You might just want to ask. If they make it in-house, it's probably safe, but if it's like Kraft or, I think you guys get it. Just, it's okay when you go out to eat to ask questions. Just ask questions. I'm that girl, and when we go out to lunch with our team, we are asking a lot of questions. And the servers learn from you guys. Oh, that fish is farmed, or, oh, I didn't know we had canola oil in our salad dressings, or whatever. They're gonna learn from you because you're asking good questions. And also when you go out to eat, don't be afraid to modify your dish. So if you know that you don't want potatoes, but you can have more broccoli, just ask. Ask and you shall receive. Don't be bashful about that. I think we've all on this whole health journey, you kind of have to learn to be bold sometimes. And maybe if they're not willing to make it the way you want, then you get something else. But you are the customer. And I happened to work in the food industry for a lot of years before I became a chiropractor, and let me tell you, people ask for a lot of things, so it's okay. You just ask. Note that if you are exposed to hydrogenated fat, which hydrogenated, it's a big fancy long word for a fat that's been modified to have a very long shelf life. it's incompatible with our membrane here. If you have had exposure to bad fat, it takes about 120 days for your body to get rid of it. Okay, so that's, what is that, 4 months? That's okay, don't be discouraged. I know when I say that, it's kind of like heavy, whoa. But your body will clear it out, you just start new and keep on your new path as best as you can. I'm gonna have the dessert come out now. We're getting to that point where we just need a little pick-me-up, and I'll tell you what the dessert is when it gets here. They're chocolate chip cookies. Okay, you can make these the right way. I did sweeten them with a little raw honey, so there's raw honey in there. And then the chocolate chips that I use are, they're not cheap. They're called, you guys, they're like not bad cookies. Like, I let my son eat them for breakfast. They're very safe. The recipe, I mean, you're gonna ask for that. It's an against all grain recipe, which we'll have to email it to them. Yeah, unless we have it on. Yeah, Danielle Walker. So, they're made with coconut and almond flour. So instead of, our conventional white wheat flour, whatever, they're made with coconut and almond nut flours. Honey, butter. I used almond extract. You know how recipes call for vanilla extract? I like almond. It kind of gives it a little surprising little flavor. And then the chocolate chips that I put in there are Lily's chocolate chips, and they are sweetened with stevia. Lily's, Lilys. You get them at Whole Foods, and I think Lakewinds, but I have not seen them at Trader Joe's. So this is just a little treat. It's good to have ideas of things that you can make and grab and bring with you to work or whatever. Yeah. So what did you guys think? Pretty good, right? Good.
Like, as far as milk, you said something about you don't do much milk, but what about almond milk?
Almond milk is fine, as long as it's not sweetened. Or just, unsweetened. Just fine. Yeah.
How about tuna?
Tuna is okay in moderation. Yeah, okay in moderation.
What does moderation mean?
Not every day. I would say maybe once a week. Like tuna, for example. Once a week, couple times a month. Not real frequent.
Is it okay to do it in cans?
I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know enough about the quality. I think that's the biggest thing is where is it coming from. So you want to make sure it's wild caught, fresh, that's ideal. So I suppose the type of tuna would depend. Popcorn, we're getting there. So it's actually easiest for me to, now we're into vegetables, we've gone through protein, we've gone through fat, now we're gonna talk about carbs. Where do we get our carbs? And carbs are vegetables. We get our carbohydrates when we eat veggies. So it's easiest for me to tell you the vegetables that you can eat by just letting you know the ones we eliminate, because most vegetables are free game, okay? The ones that we eliminate are listed on this slide. We eliminate root vegetables, carrots, beets, and potatoes are root vegetables. And then corn is technically a grain. So we think corn is a vegetable, it's technically a grain. And again, corn is one of the most genetically modified foods, okay? Now, you get another sample, because we're talking about corn, when Elena comes back.
Why do you eliminate the root vegetables?
Because they have the highest amount of sugar in them. Beets, potatoes, and carrots. So we'll pass around our bag now. So, isn't Elena so precious? She's so awesome. Thank you, Elena. We love you. She's pregnant too. In the water.
There's something in the water, yeah.
Smoothies there on that.
She's not had her baby yet. No, she's not had her baby yet. Okay, so these are an option for you. Instead of corn chips, these are bean chips. Have you guys seen these? Some have, some haven't, so I feel like it's valuable to pass them around. Take a chip, try it. They're black bean chips, and they, for me, on occasion, you just need something crunchy that you can dip in guac or salsa. So this is an option, okay? So take one and pass. So we're not doing corn, but we're doing bean. Make sense? So we're just switching. These I've seen at almost every grocery store you can get these at now. So we're eliminating those guys, but really all other sweet potatoes, go for it. Spaghetti squash, go for it. Different forms of squash, veggies, you're good. Okay, and yeah, there is a slide, you have it in your notes. I don't like to go through this slide very often because there's so much information on it. There's some vegetables that you can have any time of day as much as you want, and other ones that you want to just have a little bit more sparingly, okay, because they are higher in glycemic index. So you can reference your notes for that. And if you haven't purchased this yet, this is the Cellular Healing Diet book. Phenomenal resource. It's a must-have in your kitchen. Really 2/3 of the book are all recipes and like meal ideas. You asked about lunch and dinner, breakfast. So 2/3 of the book are recipes. And then the other 1/3 is just telling you the hows and the whys behind the healing diet. The back of the book, Dr. Pompa himself is on the CD. He can tell you the science behind it all. He birthed the cellular healing diet, and it's his platform to reversing inflammation. It's like a must. So that it's $25, and if you get it tonight, you get we have a magnet, a free little magnet that goes on your fridge, and it explains. It has everything that you can eat right in one place on a magnet. So some people just bring that to the grocery store, you know, if you need a quick reference. So that's the book. So flours, as we mentioned here quickly or briefly, coconut and almond flours, which by the way, the least expensive ones are at Trader Joe's. These I've learned the hard way. You can spend a lot of money on nut flours when you shop at grocery stores. You get it online, that's another story. Trader Joe's has the best price, coconut, almond, and cashew flour.
Even if you like were to buy it online in bulk.
You will have to check, because I haven't checked online bulk, but I'm telling you, like, organic coconut flour for $2.99 a bag. It's like, I'm like, how can they sell it this cheap?
We're all gonna have to go to different Trader Joe's.
Yeah, right.
What about tapioca flour?
Okay,
There's a lot of, like, the recipes
yep.
call for it.
I
But
think
it
it's
doesn't
more of a
really mention
thickener. Okay. I think it's used in much, like, small quantities, more for, like, consistency of a recipe. So that's not gonna be like the bulk of, you know, your cookies, let's say. So it's just a super little amount, and that's just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xanthan gum, isn't that?
Xanthan gum is kind of along the same lines, it's a thickener. Yep, yep, and that's fine. So fruit, we already talked about. Fruit, that's fair game. All berries and green apples. Blueberry, blackberry, raspberry.
Fair game in moderation.
So, Avocados are, no, they're on here technically because they're a fruit, sorry. So, the moderation part of the slide would, be for people who are struggling with losing weight, or working to reverse something, okay? If you are just working, wanting to gain health, get less inflamed, you can berries whenever you want. Typically, we say berries in the first half of your day, if you can remember that. And I don't know a lot of people that eat them for dinner or anything, so mainly, breakfast, lunch. Once a day.
Apples, nuts,
Honeycrisp are higher in sugar, so there again, stick with your Granny Smith for a while. If you incorporate a Honeycrisp here or there, it's fine. It's an apple, but it's just helping you to know like the ones that are higher in sugar. Yes.
I talked to the guy at Trader Joe's and he said that Honeycrisp is considered GMO.
Is it?
Yeah, because they
They modify it?
crossbreed it.
But I don't think that they don't put pesticide into it, I don't think. No. They hybridized it,
But the way they,
unless,
Produce
I
it.
mean, you want and should be getting organic. So if it's an organic Honeycrisp, then you don't have a genetically modified organism. So you're in the clear.
What
And
about exotic fruit?
like pineapple,
Papaya,
papaya, very
mangoes?
high in sugar, very high in sugar. So in time,
There are no
grapes are high in
berries.
sugar.
No berries over there.
Okay, so we'll have to work on that. Yeah, apples?
Oh, yes, imported.
Okay. All right, well, we'll work on it. We'll figure it out.
Okay. So it
Yeah,
has to be low
probably
on
in-
sugar.
Yeah,
Papaya is not low, it's not,
I don't think so, but we'll look it up.
okay.
Carbs to eliminate, I think this is pretty obvious, we'll zip through it. Obviously, white sugar, brown sugar, syrups, maple syrup, corn syrup, rice syrup, all the different forms of sugar that you can read on labels, things like juice, sweetened fruit juice. We do some raw honey in moderation, like we added to this recipe tonight. White bread, white flour, white rice, white pasta. If you are going to get, thank you. Oh, sweet, she got them. So I modified, you have this recipe in front of you. Did we already modify it? Oh, great. Great.
Oh, you used almond extract.
And I used almond, yeah, but I mean, vanilla's good too. You're so awesome, thank you. She just pulled that up. I was gonna mention, if you are going to get a grain, for whatever reason, quinoa is acceptable. You don't have to get organic quinoa, just straight quinoa. Of course, you can get organic, it's gonna be more expensive, and that's fine if you don't mind paying that.
So quinoa is not considered a grain.
Quinoa is not considered a grain, okay? So you can have quinoa. The areas I've found in implementing the healing diet where it has really helped is to have quinoa as an option, as well as sweet potatoes. Because it's just that one thing that you kind of need at the dinner table to make your dinner. So chicken, Brussels sprouts, quinoa. Or, my hamburger patty with my veggies, lettuce, tomato, onion, my veganese because I like mayo on my, burger, and then sweet potato or sweet potato fries, and a little salad or something. So those two things have really been helpful, and I would say for dinner time, I'm usually going to one of those two things, either sweet potato in some way, shape, or form, or quinoa. You don't have to, you can stick with just vegetables and meat too, depending on what you like. If you get any grain. So let's say you're gonna buy a bag of brown rice. Make sure that it is organic, okay? Make sure it's organic. Non-organic rice is heavily sprayed with pesticides and stuff, so I just wanted to mention that. Sweetener choices that we use in recipes, stevia, which we've talked about. We do have it here if anyone needs to purchase any or you want to see what it looks like. We have it out front. Sweet leaf drops are really fun ways to like jazz up coffee and are used in some dessert recipes. So there's like cinnamon and English toffee and vanilla and other flavors of sweet leaf drops. Some families will add it to, like, we don't do soda in our house, but if you're trying to get your kids off soda, you can add, you know, there's root beer flavor and stuff like that. So you can have fun with sweet leaf drops. Xylitol is a sweetener that comes from birch trees, oddly enough, that can be added into, like, dessert recipes. JustEnjoyFood.com, I almost forgot to give you this blog, Dr. Megan's blog, JustEnjoyFood.com. I'll write it up here. She has taken the cellular healing diet and brought it to life in forms of amazing recipes. Most of them are very close to cellular healing diet approved. Some of them, you know, maybe have a little bit more honey or maple syrup or something like that, but pretty darn close. JustEnjoyFood.com, and it's of course free, okay? She's, I mean, this is something that's going nationwide now because the cellular healing diet is, of course, nationwide because Dr. Pompa is, and he trains doctors all over. So now her blog is going all over, actually all over the world. Pretty cool. Yeah, good old Dr. Meg, right here, you guys. Miss her tonight, but yeah, this is her. She's phenomenal in this creative food stuff. Raw honey in moderation. Okay, so to make, how many cookies did I make? 40? I think I made 40 cookies. I used about 3 tablespoons of honey. So you didn't get very much in your cookie. For the sake of time, I want to just make sure we hit the high points here. We're almost there, you guys. Do you want to hear about the bad effects of sugar, or can you read about it on your slides? Do you need to hear it? Because we can talk about it. Let me hit a couple. Sugar increases the acidity of your body. All disease thrives in an acidic environment. Okay, so sugar creates acidity and inflammation. Sugar is the main nutrient for what disease feeds on sugar?
Cancer.
Cancer. Got it. Sugar consumption is the main reason that people struggle with high cholesterol and high blood pressure. When we remove sugar and grain, we see those things normalized.
Dr. Susie?
Yes.
Just really quick, one thing that I'm pretty quiet, mild-mannered, but when I went to my oncologist when I was being treated for the breast cancer, and you walk into the office, the first thing you see is a big bowl of candy in the reception area. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I didn't know, I thought, I should do something about that.
Was that here?
No, it was
In
at a
Minnesota.
cancer center in the cities, yeah.
Well, my sister had colon cancer and she was treated over here at Maple Grove. And that was the first day they said, do you like pop juice? Or we were like, you know, wait a second. And then the next time we came there, it was some guy's birthday. They say, would you like some cake? So we let them have it, so they changed it. So it was great.
Oh, good for you. I should have
They
been,
did listen, so.
The next time I go, I just may say something.
Yep. It comes from you guys, you know, because we're very atypical, and you'll find that, you know, in your families but just be bold and be brave, be strong, yeah, because this stuff infiltrates, and it's like the white elephant in the room, at least when I go into places like that, so I'm right there with you. And then just last, I'll land on this for the sugar piece, is that sugar and grain actually cause pain. So inflammation, it will cause pain, create discomfort. So just kind of keep that in your mind. Sugar and grain cause pain. We see a lot of people after Halloween, after Christmas, after Easter, after the New Year, when a lot of celebrations have happened, right? Because people are just, they're inflamed and their backs go out or their necks go out. That's when we're the busiest. Aspartame, get rid of it, and keep in mind that it's in about every commercial gum. Every gum out there in the market has aspartame or aspartame derivative in it. The only gum that I've seen that's safe is Spry, which S-P-R-Y. You'll see that out Whole Foods and co-ops will carry that. We have it out front. Or Glee gum. Glee is a new one that is just out and is really yummy. So G-L-E-E gum or Spry. Okay? So stop immediately. Truly, a lot of disorders come from diet stuff. 0 calories.
So you didn't have sucralose up there. Is there any reason you didn't have that on?
Is sucralose Splenda?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
I think it is. Yep.
Yeah, that's,
Yep. I think it's Splenda. So yeah, good question. Beverages to eliminate versus beverages to drink. So we're getting rid of anything diet. Okay, powdered Junkie Crystal Light, really any powdered drink, unless it's some sort of a vitamin or something like that. Really caution with sparkling waters, they change the acidity of your gut lining. So if you are like a soda water, sparkling water drinker all the time, you are gonna wanna switch to just water. Obviously we're getting rid of soda, pop, energy drinks, Red Bulls, things like that, Monsters, flavored coffee drinks, juice, kids and juice boxes, not recommended. I say garbage dairy, which mainly here I'm talking about like the like big gallon of milk you get for like $2 at Target or whatever, you know, that garbage dairy, as well as garbage dairy creamer, International Delight, you know, just that stuff. Coffee Mate, yep, it's not compatible with our precious cells. Pre-made protein drinks, be cautious with those. I don't recommend them. Okay, what do we drink? We drink water. We drink water and we drink water. You drink water. Half your body weight in ounces per day. So truly, it is the staple of what you are drinking every day. Do the math. If you're 150 pounds, your body needs about 75 ounces of water a day. Okay. I'm cool with coffee as long as it's done right. Organic coffee is important. Coffee is a crop that's very highly sprayed, as well as decaffeinated coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker, make sure it's organic, whether it's regular or decaf. And then greens, we sell a powdered beverage here that's dehydrated fruit and vegetable powder. Phenomenal way to get tons of fruit and vegetable enzymes and things into your system, antioxidants. So that would be a really good thing to drink. Stevia water is a fun way to just jazz up and flavor water. So you could do orange or cherry or lime, or there's different ways to sweeten water, and that we have powders that you can do that with. Actually, this time of year, I love doing vitamin C stevia water, where you put powder, make it in your fridge, pre-make a big pitcher of vitamin C and stevia water. And it's a really good way to boost your immune system and kill stuff. Teas, as we talked about, that kombucha that I held up is a fermented tea, but herbal teas, green tea, black tea, that's fine. Teas are great. Almond milk, as we talked about quickly, coconut milk, goat milk. Your almond and coconut milk if you're buying them in the carton, very important to make sure they are not sweetened. So look at the ingredients. Unsweetened is what you want to get. Otherwise, they do have, like a cup of almond milk has 7 grams of sugar. So that's not very much for 7 grams of sugar. Just make sure unsweetened. Protein shakes that you make, and if you're going out for a dinner or there's something to celebrate in terms of alcoholic beverage, red wine is your best bet. If you can get an organic red wine, that's great. It's the lowest in sugar. There's maybe 2 grams of sugar in a glass. And actually red wine has very good bacteria in it that promotes the health of your gut. So a lot of people will mention like, oh, if I have a glass of wine, I just feel a little calmer because your gut kind of calms down. Okay, this is something you have Dirty Dozen Clean 15 separates foods that you should definitely buy organic. That would be the Dirty Dozen. So those are what high in pesticides. You want to make sure and get those organic. Clean 15 are foods that you don't need to buy organic because of the crops and how they're grown. Go ahead and just buy conventional. And now on the healing diet, we're not going to be buying all these things, cantaloupe and corn and things like that, but it's just for your reference. It changes every year. You can get an app on your phone I think it's called the Dirty Dozen app. So, in closing, here we go. I highly recommend that you have the Cellular Healing Diet book. And also check out, if you don't shop at, a Co-op or Lake Winds or Whole Foods, get into one of those stores and just kind of explore around and see where these different foods